Whew. Good old Coldsteel. Let's talk blades, everybody. That's what we're into today. I never thought I'd ever get this knife. But I do find it really, really awesome. And Coldsteel serrations are... they're just beasts, man. They're beasts. They cut through a lot. But it's still a pain in the ass to resharpen. But it's still really cool. So, Coldsteel Marauder. I didn't want to get one at first because of the rubber handle and the rubber guard. I think that's just kind of goofy to me. But at the same time, I love the way it looks. It's got that kind of take me out in the woods, camping, hiking type look, and I enjoy that look. It's huge. Of course, it's a fixed blade. You know, it's not going to be some tiny little thing. It's a decent... and you know it's Coldsteel. You know, they've been known for designing knives with the background of jackassery, as one of my favorite YouTubers likes to coin. So I have a very, very biased opinion when it comes to Coldsteel nowadays, because I believe that Coldsteel isn't what they used to be. Now here's the box. Obviously, it's nothing too exciting. It very generic. It has year and warranty information, no literature on the inside, and it just has a plastic wrap on the inside of this box. There's really nothing great. Here's the knife. So, yeah, I'm going to try and keep it in frame the best that I can. I'm going to tell you right now, I added the string to this. This is just a regular bootlace that I had in my junk box. So I threw it on this because I like to tie the bottom. I'd like to have a thigh tie on my big blades. So when I have it resting on my belt, I can always tie it to my thigh. But instead of wasting more paracord, I found this bootlace and decided to throw it on there. It just worked, and I've hardly ever used my laces, my spare laces, for anything. They just sit there, so why not, right? Now, this knife isn't very expensive at all. I think it's around about like 70, 80 bucks on Amazon if you really want to get one. What makes this stand out is that it's serrated. So, hold on, let me backtrack to the box over here to get to the specs of what it says. So you got 9 inches of blade length, overall length of 14 1/8. Steel is AUS 8. Now I know that might turn off a lot of people because AUS 8, you know, isn't the best steel. Weight is 12.4 ounces. Blade thickness is 4.7 millimeters. The handle is 5 1/8, and it's Cray X. Cray X. Alrighty. So what does that mean? Well, you can, I don't know, make your own opinion on that. Some people like it, some people don't. I don't mind it. If it works, it works. That's how I see it. If it's meant to be that way, then it probably has a purpose. So, it does have the nice, I think it's called the Secure X. Yep, Secure X sheath, which I've always thought is really cool. You got the button snap closure here on the top. You got a lanyard hole, relatively small, but you can fit paracord through there, sure. And here's the knife. So you got that tumbled, bead blasted look right there. And of course, it is Coldsteel AUS 8 Taiwan. Still a big, big, big knife. The Marauder, which one of my buddies called the Murderer. He's like, this is a murderous looking knife. Who on God's green earth would want this thing? Well, knife collectors. People who want that extra protection. I don't know. I don't know. I just think it's really cool. Yeah, it's a very scary knife. It's a very scary knife. Now, this guard is kind of... now, I think it's metal up to a certain point, like right here. And then after that, it's just kind of flimsy. But it's not overly flimsy. I mean, it still has some pretty decent rigidity. But it has a sub-hilt, or a sub-guard right there, so it keeps your fingers locked in place, nice and secure. When you have gloves, it feels even better. It's just a big, scary, Bowie-looking knife with teeth. Really awesome. What could you use that for, pray tell? I think you could use it for a lot of things. Hiking, you could use it for maybe prey, not home defense. Camping, sure, yeah, camping. If you want to go all Rambo, I just like it because it's not your average Bowie knife. It has a bunch of teeth on it, which means it's got a lot of bite. And in a self-defense kind of scenario, something with teeth like that, oh, it rips and tears. And it's awesome. It really is. It's awesome for that. That kind of came out morbid, didn't it? I didn't mean it like that. What I mean is it's got a lot of cutting power. And it's going to chew through a lot of whatever you put it through. And if you're cutting rope, or if you're sitting there and you're hunting and you're dressing the meat or whatever it is you're doing and you're skinning, I wouldn't skin with serrations. I don't know what I'm talking about. I never hunted in my life, but I can tell you that this is a good kind of all-around outdoorsy looking kind of knife. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Or if you're just a collector, why not? This is one of those type of knives that, kind of hits the sweet tooth in just the right spot. Now, when I saw a picture of it, I was kind of like, eh. But when I had it in my hand, I'm like, oh yeah, this is awesome. I really do like it. I really, really do like it. It's kind of top heavy, to be honest. Almost, yeah, it just feels like all the weight is very forward on this knife. But it's not uncomfortable and it's not unwieldy. It just feels good. It really does. Any type of scenario where I need a knife like this, I think I would have really liked the regular Marauder with the plain edge, but that was unavailable at the time. So when I got this, I was like, you know what? I kind of want the one with the serrations. I don't know. I'm kind of just thinking outside the box. I'm trying to do something a little different than what I'm used to. So this is just kind of like one of those things. Now, I've seen them, and I've always bypassed them. I was kind of telling myself, like, nah, I'll get it next time. And next time. It's been years and years, and all of a sudden I was like, you know what? Why not pull the trigger on it? So, really, really cool stuff. I don't know how durable this nylon is, but you got the snap and the Velcro closure on there. And the snap closure when it comes to securing it in the spot. The Secure X stuff is really, it's decent. All right, there is a little bit of a drain hole at the bottom, if you can see that right there, a little darkened spot right there. That's that drain hole. So it does have a lot of tactical applications in mind, or at least in my opinion anyways. It has a lot of someone thought it out. Someone really did think it out. So I'm gonna get into the specs of this knife for you guys. I'm gonna get into the length and the weight. I don't know about the weight because this thing's kind of big and huge. So you're looking at 9 inches of blade with an overall cutting of about 8.5, roughly. Just a smidge over 8.5. No, I think that's plunge grind. So about 8, close to 8.5, with an overall length of 14 1/4. That's a big knife. And handle 5 1/4. So yeah, it's a big knife. Big knife. And it's not a folding knife. So I don't know if that. So I'm gonna weigh the knife, and then I'm gonna weigh the sheath with the knife. 12.79 ounces with the knife by itself. So yeah, it's a pretty hefty sum. 16.74 ounces of knife. For some of you who are backpackists, hikists, I can't speak right now, excuse me, hikers, or, campers, then I think that this knife would do a lot for you. And it doesn't break the bank. I think this knife was around about 80 something bucks on Amazon, so it's under $100, and that's saying a lot. Like I said, I've noticed that since Coldsteel hasn't been the same when another company came and bought them. They're not as sharp. I've witnessed a lot of Coldsteel knives with burr on the blade visually. Like I can actually visually see burr on the blade. Coldsteel's not the same. Damn it. And that's kind of a downer for me. And I think that's why a lot of their stuff went down in price, so it could be a little bit more affordable, but also at the same time lower blade quality, I think, and that's not cool. I used to know Coldsteel being the strongest, sharpest knives in the world is what they used to be called. Now all of a sudden, anytime, anywhere, which I think it's kind of goofy that they switched to that saying instead of world's strongest, sharpest knives, like I did remember them to be. So, is that bad? To me, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. I still appreciate a good Coldsteel knife. I know that their triad locks are still great. I know that a lot of their fixed blade stuff is still very, very, very well made. So I guess their strength is still there. Their sharpness, on the other hand, is always going to be up for controversy, at least to me anyway. So I'm not completely off-put by them, but I still would like to see better effort. I don't know. But then again, you do get your money's worth, so Coldsteel isn't a bad company when it comes down to price tags. They've gotten better. So a lot of their newer stuff hasn't really caught my eye, but some of their older, more classic stuff still holds interest in my heart anyway. So, big knife. Sorry that this is going to be a little bit quick for me. I haven't really had a chance to really carry this knife, but I do plan on cutting some watermelon with it. Don't know when, but when that does happen, I'll be sure to throw the camera up so you guys can watch that insanity pursue. Other than that, it's Coldsteel, man. You can't really go wrong with the Coldsteel, to be honest. Although I just kind of bagged on their edge. I don't know. Anyways, go ahead and slash that like button, stab that subscribe, slice that bell icon so you guys are notified anytime I post new stuff in these craziest of times. Please, everybody, be kind, be safe, carry responsibly, and I'll see you all awesome people in the next video. My dog is in my room right now, and he's not supposed to be in here.